They are two outsiders who married princes, became favourites of Queen Elizabeth, and are key to the future of the British royal family.
Queen Camilla just lost a battle.
You'll see that everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a limb, a muscle, when Camilla passes.
And it happened over a tiara. The royal family of England hosted the French president and first lady at Buckingham Palace for a grand state banquet.
Happening now, folks, King Charles is hosting the French president at a glittering state dinner at Windsor Castle.
A night meant to celebrate unity and diplomacy. But amid the glittering lights, the real center of attention was Duchess Sophie. Her aquamarine tiara, radiant under the palace lights,
we saw Sophie in a new tiara.
Did not merely complete her look, it stirred some waves within royal walls. Why did Sophie really choose this tiara? And what message did it pass? Join us as we unravel how Duchess Sophie wore her new tiara that destroyed Camilla's authority. The tiara debut. For a long time, the royal family has been a stage for subtle alliances and power plays. But anyone would agree that only a few moments have captured the intrigue, like Duchess Sophie's recent appearance at the French state banquet. Sophie, the ever-calm Duchess of Edinburgh, joined the royal family for a state banquet, welcoming French President Emmanuel Macron and First Lady Brigitte Macron to the United Kingdom.
Good morning and welcome to Windsor, where the state visit of the President of France and his wife.
For many who know, a huge part of the excitement and glamour of a state banquet, at least for royal watchers, is getting to see which tiaras members of the royal family choose for the event. When it came to the French state banquet on Tuesday, July 8th, some royal women, like Princess Anne with the festoon tiara, chose familiar headpieces they've worn on repeat for decades, while others went for bolder choices. Although Duchess Sophie's delicate aquamarine and diamond tiara isn't the showiest of diadems, it actually has a rather clever dual purpose. The radiant Duchess of Edinburgh, arriving inside Windsor Castle with her husband, Prince Edward, looked absolutely gorgeous in a bespoke white Susanna dress for the evening. Sophie also pinned her two royal orders to the left side of the dress, draping her blue Royal Victorian Order sash across one of its sculpted sleeves. Speaking of which, Queen Camilla actually wore the order for the first time last year. Royal orders are traditionally given to senior women of the royal family in recognition of their service to the monarch, and recipients can wear more than one royal order at a time. Appearing in this way, no matter how harmless it looked, not only did Sophie turn heads, but she also sent a subtle but clear message through the corridors of Buckingham Palace. This wasn't just a display of jewelry. It was a bold alignment with Princess Catherine, the future queen, in a move that left Queen Camilla watching from the sidelines, unable to intervene. There's a rather delicate balance that the monarchy has navigated for years between tradition and personal ambition. But Sophie's choice to don this particular piece, a convertible tiara with its wavy diamond design and central aquamarine stone, pointed to a more profound shift. Seeing the tiara, royal watchers were quick to remember the unspoken hierarchies that Queen Elizabeth II had carefully outlined before her passing, emphasizing that figures like Princess Anne, Duchess Sophie, and Catherine hold a firmer grasp on the royal image than Camilla ever could. It should be noted that this event unfolded against a backdrop of mounting speculation about some internal dynamics that were at play. Often seen as the understated workhorse of the family, Sophie has steadily risen in prominence, taking on patronages and international trips that mirror the late Queen's own dedication. Her appearance in the tiara, which is valued at over £1 million and a personal favorite, was nothing accidental. It came at a time when Catherine has been stepping back into the public eye after health challenges, and Sophie's support has been evident in joint engagements and shared causes. One would say it came at a perfect time. But why this tiara? And why now? Well, that answer lies in the complicated web of royal jewelry distribution, where access is no longer just about rank, but about legacy and loyalty. Using her power as queen consort, Camilla has already dipped into the vaults for her own moments of splendor. Yet right now, her influence does not extend to dictating who wears what. Sophie's choice emphasized that point quite clearly. It's proof that even in matters of adornments, those who would have the true power are those who continuously embody the monarchy's enduring values. The implications of Sophie's choice glittered along with the banquet lights. Her promotion to Duchess of Edinburgh in 2023 had already elevated her status anyway, freeing her from certain protocols like curtsying to lower-ranking royals. Now, with this Tiara debut, she seemed to be claiming a visual stake in the family's future. Observers noted how the piece, with its clever hidden trick allowing it to convert from a necklace, symbolized adaptability, much like Sophie's own role in bridging generations. Meanwhile, in all of these, there's a fact that should not be overlooked. The fact that Camilla no longer influences the selection of jewelry spoke volumes about her position. Queen Elizabeth's final wishes, which she let in the months prior to her death in 2022, had reportedly included reminders for Camilla to recognize her boundaries. In a family where jewels are more than adornments, they are symbols of authority. Sophie's moment was more like a quiet triumph, aligning her firmly with Catherine and leaving the rest of the world to ponder what comes next. The late Queen once famously said of Sophie Rhys-Jones that you would not notice her in a room. But that was actually a compliment. Early on as a young royal, Sophie learned the art of not being the center of attention. Ensuring the event and what she had to say was always more important than the shoes she was wearing. That is one of the precious gifts that Sophie brings to the royal family. She is relatable, particularly to women. But who really is the woman behind the tiara? Duchess Sophie. From the middle class to working royal. Sophie was not an aristocrat like Diana or a debutante as Camilla once was. She was a middle-class girl from a village in Kent, who always had the happy knack of getting on with people, which meant she was perfect for a career in publicity. After a secretarial course, she moved to London, where she enjoyed a busy social life, working for Capital Radio, moving on to being a ski rep, and then settling in Australia with her then-boyfriend, a relationship that did not last. She had a proper life before she met Edward, but it changed forever when she did. She was hounded by the paparazzi, suffered the indignity of having a topless picture published in a national newspaper, was turned over by the notorious fake sheikh, and had to give up her career in PR. Instead, she retreated to start a new life as a junior member of the royal family. Nobody understood at the time that both Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip had a protective arm around Sophie, happy that their youngest son had found a genuinely lovely woman with whom he could share his life, raise a family, and continue the best of the traditions. Sophie, however, did not have an easy time. She went through so much herself: IVF, ectopic pregnancy, a difficult birth, during which she lost 9 pints of blood and almost died, concern and worry for a child born with a problematic health condition. In her daughter's case, it was the eye complaint esotropia, and later, her own struggle with the menopause. She has lent her voice to causes and charities concerning the things she has experienced, including eye charities, both at home and abroad in Africa and Asia, the air ambulance service that dashed her to hospital just in time, and an initiative to support women in the workplace going through the menopause. Her voice has been most powerful, however, in speaking out about the humanitarian catastrophe of conflict rape. 3 days after she had moved a crowd in Birmingham in November last year, she was announced as the new royal patron of Plan International UK, a global children's charity that aims to build an equal world for girls. It works in more than 80 countries to ensure every child is safe and receives an education. Still, Duchess Sophie is continuing to take on more responsibility in the royal family. After being announced the new official royal patron of Plan International UK, she has been appointed to another new role that once belonged to her late mother-in-law, Queen Elizabeth. It was revealed that the Duchess of Edinburgh has been bestowed with one of the royal family's most historic charity roles, Royal Patron of Mothers Union, an organization that brings hope and practical support to millions of people every year through parenting, literacy, and community development programs, according to the royal family's website. The position is rooted in history, as it first belonged to Queen Victoria, who supported the women's charity in the late 1800s, and Queen Elizabeth's own mom. Kathleen Snow, the worldwide president of Mothers Union, said in a statement that Sophie will bring strength and inspiration for the work they all do. According to her, they are especially grateful for Her Royal Highness's commitment to championing the most marginalized, particularly those who are impacted by violence and abuse in conflict. Sophie's appointment is particularly touching given her and Queen Elizabeth's close bond. Leaving out her daughter Anne, the late Queen was closer to Sophie than any of the other royal women. It was really a genuine closeness, and Queen Elizabeth was always Sophie's biggest confidant. So, in the royal web, Sophie stands in a similar position to Catherine. One is the Duchess of Edinburgh, and the other's the Princess of Wales. But how well do Sophie and Catherine actually get on? Sophie and Catherine. Striking similarities. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, married into the royal family in June 1999, almost 12 years before Catherine and William's own nuptials in 2011. With so much experience already under her belt as a working royal, Sophie appeared to take the then newly minted Duchess of Cambridge under her wing as she learned to adjust to her new life. Despite Princess Catherine now having served as a working royal for over a decade, she still leans on Sophie for support. In 2020, body language expert Judy James told The Express that Sophie's watchful glances often revealed a semi-maternal approach toward Catherine, suggesting she wanted to ensure the younger royal was comfortable and enjoying herself. Sophie's influence on Catherine has clearly paid off, as the princess now holds her own in public. Likely due to the nature of their early relationship, Sophie and Catherine appear genuinely close whenever they are seen together. Both Sophie and Catherine married into royalty, but unlike many other royals, they both met their husbands in relatively ordinary circumstances. Sophie met Prince Edward, the youngest son of the late Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, while building her career in public relations. Their first formal meeting occurred in 1993, when Sophie was hired to discuss a real tennis charity event on which Edward was also working. Meanwhile, Catherine met Prince William in 2001 when they were both students at the University of St. Andrews. They were friends at first, but William's interest in Catherine was piqued when she modeled in a student fashion show. Having met their husbands outside of traditional royal circles no doubt helped Sophie and Catherine cement their bond, as most of the other women in the family met their spouses through royal or aristocratic connections. Sophie and Catherine also share similar backgrounds in the sense that they both grew up as non-royals. Before marrying Prince Edward, Sophie Rhys-Jones' father was a salesman and her mother a secretary. Following her schooling, she began work as a secretary at a London public relations firm. This career path ultimately led her to Edward. Although Princess Catherine was also a commoner before marriage, she enjoyed a relatively wealthy upbringing. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, own a successful party supplies company, Party Pieces, which allowed them to send their children to prestigious private schools such as St. Andrew's Prep School and Marlborough College. Catherine worked for the family business and at a clothing retailer, Jigsaw, before marrying William. Sophie and Catherine have likely bonded over their shared experience of being hounded by the British press in the early days of their relationships. In 1983, Prince Edward publicly pleaded for privacy, citing how press intrusion had destroyed other royal marriages. He urged reporters to end their harassment of Sophie and himself, to allow them to live normally. In 2007, William made a similar appeal on Catherine's behalf, releasing a statement expressing his deep unhappiness at the paparazzi harassment of his girlfriend and pleading for it to stop. It helps to have shared interests when forming a bond, and Sophie and Catherine both enjoy several similar hobbies. According to royal correspondent Danielle Stacey, both women love sport and fashion and share common causes within their royal work, particularly championing children's and youth charities. Catherine serves as patron of institutions such as Sports Aid, the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, and the Lawn Tennis Association. Sophie serves as patron for England Hockey, the British Cycling Foundation, the British Bobsleigh and Skeleton Association, and the UK Armed Forces Winter Sports Association. Both women have also been known to enjoy sailing. Sophie and Catherine have bonded over their shared love of fashion. Both women are known for their exquisite taste in apparel and accessories, and the media often praise their fashion choices. Their similar sense of style has even led to instances where Sophie acted as a kind of secret shopper for Catherine. Designer Donna Ida once revealed that Sophie purchased a jumpsuit from her brand and asked to buy the same one for Catherine. Catherine, in turn, has influenced Sophie's wardrobe. Styling experts have noted echoes of Kate's style in Sophie's more recent outfits, suggesting that their friendship has played a role in shaping their public images. Another trait shared by Sophie and Catherine is their desire to be hands-on parents. Both have worked to give their children as normal a life as possible. Sophie's children, Lady Louise Mountbatten Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, were not given HRH titles at birth, allowing them to choose their own paths later in life. Sophie has said she and Prince Edward made this decision so their children would grow up understanding the value of work. Catherine reportedly holds the same views, wanting her children to enjoy a childhood rooted in normality and family closeness. Catherine and Sophie also share a passion for health and wellness causes. Catherine focuses on children's mental health and co-founded Heads Together with Prince William and Prince Harry to promote mental health awareness. Sophie focuses her advocacy on women's health, tackling issues such as menopause, sexual violence, and avoidable blindness. She has spoken out about the need for more open discussions around women's health, challenging the culture of secrecy surrounding topics like menopause. Despite their differences, Sophie and Catherine's friendship is genuine and visible. They are often photographed, smiling and laughing together at public events, supporting each other through the formality of royal life. In 2017, Catherine helped steady Sophie after she stumbled while entering a carriage at Royal Ascot, and the two were seen laughing afterwards. A year later, Sophie returned the favor, helping Catherine keep her dress in place during a windy moment outside Princess Eugenie's wedding. Whether facing the press, parenting, or navigating palace life, Sophie and Catherine continue to prove that even royals can have each other's backs. But beyond the personal support, Duchess Sophie has stepped up for Kate more times than any other person. Their friendship runs deep, but how far would Sophie go to support the future queen? The royal sister. There's a reason that Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, is often referred to as Kate Middleton's royal sister. Prince Edward's wife has shown her strength throughout 2024, during which Princess Kate took a step back from her public-facing role within the royal family. Now, a new report has explored how Duchess Sophie worked to take the pressure off the Princess of Wales during a challenging year. In a new article, the Daily Mail called Duchess Sophie the unsung hero of Christmas, alluding to her seemingly unending support of Kate Middleton. Whether singing carols or making mince pies, Sophie hasn't shied away from stepping up while Princess Kate has been making a gradual return to duties following treatment for cancer, the outlet reported. Sophie's hectic 2024 schedule included attending the Qatari state banquet at Buckingham Palace earlier this month. Princess Kate skipped the banquet in favor of a small daytime gathering. This isn't the first time Duchess Sophie's sisterly support of Princess Kate has been highlighted. Quite recently, royal author Ingrid Seward told Hello magazine that they have a sisterly bond, and Sophie is like the older sister Kate never had. The bond and support between the two royal women transcend into their families. When Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties in 2020, the firm got a new Fantastic Four when William and Catherine joined forces with Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, and the four get along like lifelong pals. The royal couple's friendship seems rooted in their similar approaches to royal family life. The four royals have been committed to their official duties for years. For example, Edward took over many roles previously held by his father, Prince Philip, including becoming president of the Royal Windsor Horse Show and royal patron of the non-profit Royal Youth. Sophie, meanwhile, stepped up to help the Queen in her later years, becoming her close confidant. Similarly, William and Catherine are always conscious of their royal responsibilities. For his part, William said in a 2016 interview with the BBC that he takes his duty and responsibilities very seriously. Meanwhile, Princess Catherine is noted for her work ethic and her own sense of duty, so much so that the entire world was alarmed when she temporarily backed away from her royal responsibilities after being diagnosed with cancer in early 2024. By all available accounts, Prince William and Princess Catherine enjoy spending time with their couple friends Edward and Sophie, despite the generational difference. In fact, one time, they accidentally violated pandemic-related rules in 2020 when they got together. At the time, British regulations were that you can see friends and family you do not live with outdoors, in a group of no more than 6. This limit of 6 includes children of any age. However, in December 2020, William and Catherine, along with their 3 children, traveled to Sandringham, where they visited Luminate, an annual Christmas woodland walk. Edward, Sophie, and their 2 children happened to be there too. According to the Daily Mail, the meetup wasn't planned, but one onlooker said they were clearly breaking COVID rules, in his opinion, because there were 9 of them from 2 separate households. They were obviously all having a fun evening out. The onlooker said he felt like there was one rule for the royals and another for the rest of the ordinary folks. Over the years, Prince William and Princess Catherine have actually worked with Prince Edward and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, to sponsor events. Most significantly, they joined forces in the summer of 2023 to host the Buckingham Palace Garden Party. They greeted their guests together before they all descended the stairs to mingle with the crowd. After Catherine and William shared photos from the event on Instagram, one fan commented on the foursome's efforts, writing, "No harder working royals than this lot." Back in 2020, during the pandemic, Catherine and Sophie worked together on an online event to support nurses in the Commonwealth on International Nurses' Day. Their bond seemed unshakable, but did it quietly unsettle a certain person wearing a crown? The growing tension. At the moment, tensions inside the royal family appear to be reaching new heights as Kate Middleton's growing public presence reportedly unsettles the sitting Queen Camilla. Palace insiders recently claimed that the atmosphere between the Princess of Wales and the Queen has become icy. As a matter of fact, anyone can see that the competition between the two is impossible to ignore. One senior royal aide told Radar Online that what's happening now feels like the fiercest clash between 2 senior royal women in years. The source also said that Camilla feels sidelined, while Kate's growing confidence and presence are unsettling her. It goes without saying that both are aware that the balance of power is now shifting, and neither is prepared to step back quietly. More sources say tensions have emerged over how royal responsibilities are being divided and who the public perceives as the monarchy's leading woman. During Kate's absence last year, Camilla stepped up her workload, covering engagements for both her stepdaughter-in-law and King Charles. But the recent appearance of Sophie in a tiara that challenges Camilla's authority tilts the balance. One insider explained that Camilla has worked hard to establish herself after years of criticism, and she doesn't like the idea of being overshadowed. Who would anyway? Kate's return has been polished, professional, and very queenly. It's obvious she's positioning herself for the future, and naturally or not, that's making Camilla uneasy. A report suggests that the strain became even more visible over the summer, with both women seeking a higher profile at royal engagements. It's subtle, but it's there, another palace source revealed. You can feel the competition. There's also the fact that Kate received some of the most significant pieces from the late Queen Elizabeth's personal jewelry box. In total, Kate Middleton would have inherited 10 pieces whose value is estimated at 81 million euros, making her the main beneficiary. Among the pieces, the Hyderabad necklace stands out, considered the most expensive jewel. This piece, one of the monarch's favorites, was a wedding gift in 1947 from the Nizam of Hyderabad. The necklace that now belongs to Kate Middleton was created by the Cartier firm in 1935 and is adorned with more than 50 large diamonds arranged in various floral designs. But that's not all. Another valuable piece that Kate Middleton has inherited is the George V festoon necklace. The Princess of Wales wore it in the official photographs taken after the coronation of Charles III. In a way, even without talking about the tiara worn by Sophie, Catherine has already stamped her place in the royal family. She stands next in line to Camilla, and regardless of what Camilla does, that'll not change. Some people close to Prince William insist that his wife has no intention of creating divisions. Kate's focused on her duties and her health, said a royal insider. She's not interested in rivalries. However, even though she's not interested in rivalries, she won't be diminished either. She knows the public looks to her, and she takes that role seriously. At this point, the royal household is splitting into two distinct camps: Buckingham Palace with Charles and Camilla, and Kensington Palace with William and Kate. Those around the king are fiercely loyal, but he's fully aware that his son's moment is approaching. The real issue is how easily that handover will unfold. But that's not a matter of concern, because like it or not, the reins will pass to William, and by extension to Kate. Camilla may not like it, critics may not like it, but Princess Catherine enjoys a wide support from the masses, as well as from fellow royals. Isn't Sophie proof of that? There's no doubt that Duchess Sophie's complete support is with Kate, and with that, her sail might be smoother. Do you think Camilla's authority is waning? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it,